Okay, Mark. You've come across something recently that you found quite disturbing, which you showed me, which I found quite disturbing as well.
Yeah. Well, I'll
Did,
just let
did,
into a history of it.
yeah.
I've seen quite a few of these adverts for AI applications, and one of them, the first one I saw was is I think the thing is fire your photographer, and basically it's a picture of this model who's taking a picture, and the AI app puts them into a setting where by a swimming pool with a certain dress on, and you can do it with another dress, another dress. I mean, you don't need to fire your photographer just because of this app. It's this completely different thing. But nevertheless, what they're trying to say is, look, it's going to do this. It's going to create perfect lighting for you. All you have to do is upload your picture, and it's going to change it for you. And okay, fine. We've all done these things on Snapchat, haven't we? Where you've made your there's that thing that we do where it looks like we're all crying all the time and stuff like that. It's a bit of fun. I
Yeah.
don't, I like, and that's what I thought about it. But I saw this other advert for it. Now, I haven't downloaded the app or anything like that, and I'm not going to say what it is. I'm not going to say the brand of the app or
You're
the
probably
name of
best
the app.
not. Hmm.
Because I thought it was quite. I just I just thought the advert at least was a bit tasteless. And basically, this app is a picture of a girl. It's a young girl, a looking good looking girl, obviously like early 20s, something like that. And basically, it's got a picture of the girl, and she's in a green dress at the beginning. And then they have this thing where this sort of red sort of it looks like a brush stroke on Photoshop, and it's in red, and it rubs it out, and it changes that green dress into a latex dress. And then they rub it out again, and it's leather underwear. And then they rub it out again, and it says no clothes. So basically, what they're saying is what you can do with this picture is you can change it so that they look like they're naked. And of course, it wasn't a bloke on this pitch on this advert; it was a woman. Um, and I did have a look at the app. It doesn't mention in the you can just see it on the ice store. This isn't a strange application website or anything. It's on the ice store, on the app store rather. And I don't know. It doesn't actually mention the fact that you can upload pictures and change it, but that's what it's saying in the advert that you can do. And I thought that was kind of alarming, really, especially if it is, you can download any picture and change it as though, I don't know, Scarlett Johansson is naked or Beyonce is naked. And I'm thinking, what the hell? Is this the future? Is this where we're going?
Um, well, I hope not. um,
I hope not.
but it is going to be used for things like that. I'm sure it will be. But looking at the first thing that really gets me is this thing about firing your photographer,
Yeah.
and this is where I think AI um, has a responsibility and can very
Well,
easily sort of start to rub people up the wrong way. AI shouldn't be
well, the
saying
applic
fire.
yeah.
It shouldn't be saying sack your
Well,
photographer,
AI
fire your
isn't, by the
photographer.
way.
Yeah, AI
AI
isn't.
isn't saying
Okay.
that. It's
No,
the manufacturers of these apps that are saying that.
yeah, that's right. Yeah, and it just says that you don't need a photographer. You can create the images that you want to create now without a photographer because they're all artificial. Create anything you can
Mm.
imagine. That's what some of these adverts are saying, and there's lots of these companies
Yeah.
that are doing this, where it says you can create anything at all that you can imagine. And whereas this app can generate whatever type of pictures, and in addition to that, they're all free as well. So
Yeah.
NSFW picks, Mark.
Yeah. So you didn't know what
Um,
that meant, did you?
you know what? I've got to be honest. I didn't know. I didn't know, Mark. I didn't know.
Okay, so it stands for not suitable for work. Essentially, these pictures are probably a step or two down below soft porn. So, although sometimes you do see, boobs or whatever, but it's not hardcore porn. It's basically stuff if your boss it's basically not suitable for work. If your boss caught you seeing this at work, you'd be in trouble. That's
Right.
essentially what it means.
Okay.
It's a stupid term and I don't like it, but there
Yeah.
we go.
Well, this whole thing that when it shows that. you got a picture of this person, and the bottom part of that had this red mask layer, which you're just moving your mouse over, it rubs it out, and it
Yeah.
changes the outfit into something else. Yeah, absolutely great. That's what technology is moving forward. We should embrace it. We should
Yeah.
use it. It's going to save so much time for photographers sitting there spending hours editing. Maybe you won't need to do that, so that's fine. That's that.
Hmm.
Don't have an issue with that. But taking somebody's clothes off, and it's not. It might well be that it may not be a real person. That it says you can use your
Yeah.
imagination, do what you want to do. Well, that is very worrying because the imagination is limitless. And as I've always said, every generation pushes the boundaries further and further. If
Yeah.
you think about our grandparents and our parents pushed our grandparents' boundaries, and we've pushed our
Yeah.
parents' boundaries, and our children's children it'll be way down the line that we'll be horrified at some of the stuff that goes on. You know, so the worry is what people will do with it. It's not AI because we're only
Yeah.
instructing AI. This is what we want it to do, and of course, it's going to get abused. It's of course going to get
Well,
abused,
this,
but this is targeted. It's so easily targeted. You've
yeah.
got this advert. You've seen this. Anybody can download this. It's not
But it
limited
says
to a
on the
certain
advert, doesn't it?
age.
So, well, I think it might be actually. I think it's 17 plus. I
Is it
think.
right?
So,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, how they police that, I've no idea.
So they make
But no. But on this thing, it says. I mean, on the advert, it's like it goes enter prompt. So latex dress, add latex dress, add leather underwear, and then this one, add no clothes. So it's specifically for the. I mean, I don't know. It's advertising that you can do that. So
yeah,
basically,
and
you can make your own naked pictures.
it says turn your fantasies into people. See how your dream person would look like. So
Yeah.
I mean, there's something
But
we got to be very careful where this conversation goes, Mark. Particularly when it says here, see how your dream person would look like.
yeah.
Now, I'm not making light of this, but there are people that have been groomed online. There are people
Mm.
that they're posing as pretending to be somebody else. Okay, so this is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
We've got to be very careful where this conversation goes. And it says, see how your dream person would look like. You're starting to live in a very artificial world because
Yeah. Well,
suddenly,
I was just
I put it this way, right? I'm a guy. I'm on my own. I'm
yeah.
single, right? I've got nobody to answer to. Don't have a partner, and I create my own virtual partner online.
I know. I
And
know.
I can dress this virtual partner. I've got to be very careful what I say here. I can dress this
Yeah.
virtual partner up however I like, make this virtual partner look however I want them to look. And my mind might
Yeah.
get so engrossed with all of that that I might actually start to believe that this person is actually real.
But
Do,
you
do you
know,
see what I mean?
artificial intelligence. I mean, it might. It's a strange one. I mean, I know what you were saying about earlier about sort of like imagination is limitless,
Mm,
and you are right. Imagination is limitless, but imagination being limitless doesn't necessarily mean it will be limitless by the person using it. So, you just got to look at the woman in this picture. I mean, it is your stereotypical good-looking woman. Do you know what I mean?
yeah.
There's nothing extravagant about her. There's nothing unique. Well, not unique. Everyone's unique, but you know what I mean.
Mm,
She just looks like a standard model that you would see on any advert on a billboard. It's what society says is good looking. Yeah, there's nothing quirky about her that might attract a certain person. Do you know what I mean? So, although imagination is limitless, it will just come back to, well, she's got to be slim, she's got to have big boobs or small boobs, perfect boobs, perfect bum, perfect. It's not limitless. It just comes down to what society states is a good looking person.
mm,
Do you know what I mean?
yeah.
Stereotypically good looking. And it's just, I don't know.
I don't think it's
We're all
good.
going
I
to
mean,
be automatons. We're all going to be
yeah, I know.
boring,
Well,
looking the
well, the,
same. And
this is just it. I mean, not making light of what I was saying. I might suddenly start to believe that I'm actually having a relationship with this person that I've actually created.
yeah.
I can guarantee somewhere along the line, someone is going to want to marry their virtual partner. It's
Well,
not beyond the realms.
someone's married a car, haven't they?
Yeah, of course I have, right? And it goes to show the advancement, the huge advancement within the photography world, within the
Mm,
photography and video world as well. That we've progressed so far into the future that we are making people that don't actually exist and believe in the quality of the images is brilliant. And okay, so we're talking about the negative side of things, but let's talk about the upside of this as well, because there are a hell of a lot of ups for doing this as well, used responsibly. Let's be honest for a moment. Yeah, I don't like this term file photographer, but let's just say I was a fashion photographer. And the reason why I say fashion photographer is because these are fashion type images. Okay. Let's say I'm a
Mm.
fashion photographer and I've done a shoot with a model. Um, I can I can advertise that model however I want to, wearing whatever type of clothes that I want to. And I'm talking about responsible stuff here, okay?
Yeah,
Using
yeah,
it.
yeah. I know what you mean.
But here I'd be thinking, look, I can save myself a ton of money here. I've got no editing to do, no retouching to do. I don't have to hire lots of models. I don't even need a photography studio for any of this, okay?
I
So
say,
there
can I
is a
just stop you there, Cam? It's not
mm,
you who wouldn't be needing any of these things.
mm.
It'll be the fashion house that won't be needing any of these things. They'll just take the picture on a mobile phone and just do it that way. So they wouldn't need you as the photographer.
Well, of course, but the thing is that photographers might be thinking, oh, they're taking our work away. But the thing is,
Mm.
when digital cameras first sort of started coming out, and I remember sort of mid 2000, sort of early sort of 2000 rather, I was starting to think, oh, a lot of companies are starting to buy digital cameras here and they're taking photos of
Yeah,
themselves. And
yeah.
what am I now going to do as a professional photographer? I'm not going to be needed anymore. Well, far from it, because I think there's more jobs in photography now, possibly than there were ever before.
Yeah,
So,
no, I see
you
that.
know, the photographer's jobs will just change. They won't go. Photographers will still be needed in some
Mm.
capacity, whatever that capacity is. I don't know, but
Yeah.
here, we are at the point where people are going to use this as an up, and they are, because I remember when I went digital, I thought, hey, I don't have to buy film anymore. It's so expensive. I don't have to process film anymore. So I realized how much money that this is actually going to be saving me. And it's all these people that are going to embrace AI, and they're going to be
Yeah,
saying
no, I get that. I get that.
exactly the
I
same
get
thing.
all of that. I get all of that. But I just find this very
This is
I just I
yeah, it's
I just
irresponsible
find it a
use.
bit disturbing. This is irresponsible use of this. And as I say, you can buy it on the App Store. It's not some thing. I don't know. I just think we're slowly but surely. I mean, sort of getting into this place where everything's got to look the same, and we've been going down this road for a long time, I guess. Um, and I know you said the imagination is limitless, but I don't see a lot of imagination here on this advert anyway. Um, but yeah, and I also worry about mental health of people as well, because we're all going to be put against these perfect images of people. And I know that's nothing new. I get that. That's been going on since the dawn of time, but now it's you can just make that person from scratch as well. I know it's strange times, but I was quite alarmed by this advert, I have to say.
Yeah, it's worth keeping an eye on stuff like this, because to see where it is going, to see how people are using it. There are going to definitely be, I think, court cases out in the future, because what you're going to find is that somebody is going to create an image of somebody, and it's going to look very, very similar to somebody that person knows,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
And I think, it's like music, in the sense that my music, you've copied my music, you've copied, note for note, or lyrics, or the tune, or the chords, or
Mm.
whatever. You're going to get, you will be getting this. You will,
But
we are,
imagine online bullying with this. Online
mm,
bullying with this. I mean, there's an
mm,
obvious thing you could do with online bullying.
mm,
You know what I
yeah,
mean? You
yeah,
know, there's that thing, revenge porn, isn't there? But you don't even need to have the images anymore. You could just get someone's face
of course, yeah, that's
and
right,
make
yeah,
it up, put it online, and say this is so and so in the nod when it's not.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
yeah, and I guess
What?
if you can make beautiful images like this, as in stereotypically good-looking images, you can probably do the opposite as well and make someone look, you know,
Mm, yeah, not so
uh,
good,
uh,
yeah.
it, uh, uh, yeah, it's
Mm. Yeah,
yeah, um,
we're constantly putting the human race, as humanity, is constantly putting itself under more and more pressure to be
yeah.
something that they're not necessarily, that they're not,
That's,
and
it's a really good way of
that's,
putting it, actually. Yeah.
and I think that's a worry. So, but you know, uh, as we all say, there's two sides to it. We've talked about the negative aspects. There is a hugely positive aspect to all of this as well, and the way people are going to
Mm,
use it and embrace it as well. And the world will
yeah.
move forward with this. It will not change. It will only move further and further forward. And
Mm, mm,
as artists, creators, of any sort of art form, we should be aware of it and embrace it as well. So, and use it responsibly.